Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. Dear students, in the previous video, we have discussed about Karnataka School Examination and Assessment Board has released model question papers. In that model question paper, model paper number 1, we have complete analyzed with the answers chapter wise. In this video, we are going to discuss about social science, English medium, model question paper number 2, the complete analysis. So let's come to the chapter wise analysis and marks, answer we are going to discuss in this video. Among that, first main, 4 choices are given for each of the following questions. Incomplete statements, choose the correct answer and write the complete answer along with its letter of alphabet. Students, anyhow you are aware about that there will be a 8 multiple choice question. In that, first one, the Rayatwari system was implemented by. Okay students, this is the question. It is from history. The impact of British rule in India. The 4 options. Option A, Alexander Reed. Option B, Cornwallis. Option C, James Thompson. Option D, R.M. Byrd. And the right answer for this, option A, Alexander Reed. And the second one, the main objective for appointing Hunter Commission is. Okay students, this is the question. It is from history. The lesson, the freedom struggle. You need to concentrate on for the freedom struggle. And the 4 options. Option A, to inquire into the Chauri Chaura incident. Option B, to inquire into the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. Option C, to mark the boundaries of India and Pakistan. Option D, to give dominion status to India. Students, you have to concentrate for this about answer for this. Option B, to inquire into the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. As you know that Hunter Commission, the commission was appointed after the incident, that Jallianwala Bagh massacre, to inquire, to know the information about that incident. The British East India Company appointed Hunter Commission. The British government appointed under the leadership of Hunter Commission. Let's move on to question number 3. Petroleum is called liquid gold because it is. Students, this is the question. It is from geography. India, mineral and power resources. And the 4 options. Option A, multi-used power resource. B, highly exported. C, most adulterated resource. D, used in peace and war period. Students, this is the right answer for this. Option D, used in peace and war period. Petroleum is used both the situations. If it is a situation of peaceful, but the daily routine, as well as war. If it is happen war also, we are dependent on petroleum. Okay, let's 4th one. The father of public administration is. Okay, students, this is the question. It is from public administration, political science, public administration and introduction. The 4 options. Option A, F.M. Marx. B, Luther Gulick. C, Woodrow Wilson. D, Fifner. The right answer for this, option C, Woodrow Wilson. Let's move on to 5th one. The article of our constitution that prohibits the practice of untouchability is. Students, this is the question from sociology, social stratification. And the 4 options. Option A, 14. Option B, 17. C, 24. D, 29. And the right answer for this, option B, 17. Question number 6. Prohibition of prenatal gender determination Act was enacted in the year. Students, this is the question from sociology, the lesson social challenges. Option A 1992, B 1993, C 1986, D 1994. And the right answer for this option D 1994. Question number 7. The solution taken by the government of India to solve drought in 1965-66 was. Okay, students, so this is the question from economics, economy and government. So here in the year 1965 and 66, India has suffered a lot of situation of the drought. For that, it has taken the solution by the government. And the 4 options, option A, introduction of high yielding variety seeds of wheat, B, announcement of subsidiary for farmers, C, introduction of supporting prices for paddy, D, formation of Niti Ayog. And the right answer for this, option A, introduction of high yielding variety seeds of wheat. Because of, as India it is suffering due to the drought, to solve this, the introduction of green revolution. Under the green revolution, high yielding variety of seeds it is introduced by the government of India. Let's multiple choice question, the last one, 8th one. Yashas bought dosa from Swiggy. The type of marketing system he used is. Students, this is the question from business studies. The lesson it is from consumer education and protection. And the 4 options, option A, wholesale, B, import, C, teleshopping, D, export. And the answer for this, teleshopping, because he ordered through mobile using SMS or using the mobile app he ordered. So this comes under the teleshopping. Okay. So let's move on to second main. Answer the following questions in a sentence each. Given 1 mark question, there will be a 8 1 mark questions, and which are the lessons, what is the answer, we are going to get the information. Among that, first one, I mean 9th one. Why did the British shift Chennamma to Kusugal prison from Bailahongal? Okay students, so this is the question, it is from the history, opposition to British rule in Karnataka and Odayars of Mysore. The answer for this, the British thought that Rayanna was being instigated by Rani Chennamma. There was a suspicious by the British have if Chennamma, maybe Rayanna attack and can be able to free from her in that prison. As a result of that, they have taken Chennamma to shifting Kusugal prison from the Baila. What was the main objective of the Charter Acts? Students, this is the question from history, the impact of British rule in India. Answer, to extend the license of the East India Company. Here, the word Charter Acts, you have to remember that Charter Acts nothing but it is a license extending to the East India Company, because it's a private company came to India for the purpose of trade. British government given the license for the East India Company to trade. That's the reason it is a license to the East India Company to trade in India. Question number 11. Why should we grow mangrove forests along the coasts? Students, this is the question, it is from geography, India forest resources. Answer for this, the most effective method of preventing coastal erosion is by growing mangrove forests along the coast, because of due to it can be eroded by the waves of the coastal. That's the reason if we are growing the mangrove forests, it can be prevent the happening of coastal erosion. So that is the very important method. Along with the coasts, mangrove forests are grown. Let's move on to question number 12. What is the objective of national power? This is the question, it is from geography. India water resources. This is the question. It is from the geography. India water resources. National power grid. To supply power from surplus states to deficit states. I mean, to supply from surplus. Surplus means here the states which are growing more than what they need, the excess of the power, and to supply to the deficit states. That it is a deficit states. The states, they are facing the problem of power. That's the reason the concept of a national power grid is established to supply power from surplus states to deficit states. A national power grid is established. With its help, excess power from any state, that means surplus states, can be supplied to any other power deficit states. I mean, the states who are facing the problem with power, scarcity of the power. So those states are called as deficit states. That's the reason concept it is established a national power grid. Okay, let's move on to question number 13. What is recruitment? Students, this is the question from political science, public administration and introduction. Recruitment is the process of selecting suitable persons for suitable posts. Nothing but placement. Okay, that is about 13. Let's move on to question number 14. Dowry is the cause for gender discrimination justified. Students, this is the question from sociology, lesson social challenges. Female foeticide and female infanticide by dowry, that is the main cause for the gender discrimination. As you are aware about that, female foeticide, it means foeticide when the baby inside the womb, they get to know that with the gender of whether male or a female, boy or a girl. When they are get to know about boy or a girl, when it is came to know that the baby inside the womb, if it is a girl baby, they are killing inside the womb, it is called as the female foeticide. Then female infanticide, that means when after the birth they came to know that the baby is a girl, then killing of that female infanticide. These are the cause for the gender discrimination. Let's move on to question number 15. Public expenditure is increasing nowadays. Students, this is the question. It is from the economics, public finance and budget. This is a good for the development of the country. If it is a public expenditure increasing, nothing but the country is spending more on the developmental activities. That shows it is a expenditure. If it is increasing in a country from the public side or government side, nothing but developmental activities are increasing in a country. Okay, students, last question from 1 mark, 16th, question number 16th, the last question from the 1 mark question. Why were district industrial centers established? Okay, this is the question. It is from the business studies, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the lesson. Okay, answer. With a focus to provide integrated administrative support for small scale industries in rural areas. That's the reason the district industrial centers were established. At all the district level, industrial centers were established to provide the administrative support, especially for the small scale industries, that too in the rural areas. Okay, that's completed the second main 1 mark question. Let's move on to 2 marks questions. 2 marks questions, there will be a 8 2 marks question. Each one carries 2 marks. Total 16. Answer the following questions in 2 or 4 sentences or points each. In that, question number 17. How was Goa liberated from Portuguese? Students, this is the question. It is from the history India after independence. Answer for this. Fight began to include Goa with India. An endless struggle took place demanding the inclusion of Goa. Portuguese were ordered to give up Goa. Portuguese brought army from Africa and Europe tried to suppress the movement. 1955, Satyagrahis gathered at Goa began a liberation movement, demanded the Portuguese to quit Goa. Indian army entered to Goa. Goa was liberated in 1961 and became a part of Indian Union. Goa, which renamed a Union territory till 1987, became a state later. Yes, this is about. Let's move on to question number second, that is 18th one. This 18th one. What were the features of fascism? Students, this is the question. It is from the history, world wars and India's role. Answer for this: intense nationalistic attitude, destruction of enemies, glorification of violence, racial supremacy, imperialist expansion, support of massacres, unquestioning supremacy, opposition to democracy and socialism. Here, so both, even the Nazism, the concept, it was introduced by Adolf Hitler, and the fascism, this was introduced by Mussolini. So both the dictators they have the same view and the part of dictatorship, even nationalistic attitudes, both, even Hitler's Nazism and Mussolini fascism. So both they have the nationalistic attitude and even destruction of enemies, that violence method and racial discrimination, imperialist expansion of thoughts, even mass massacres it has been did. Even no one should not be questioned about their administrative activities. Even opposition, they mainly opposed the democracy and socialism. Let's move on to question number 9. List out the raw materials used in paper industry. Students, what are the raw materials are required for the paper industry? So this is the question from it is geography, India major industries. Okay, the raw materials are bamboo, wood pulp, grass, bagasse, cloth rags and waste. These are the raw materials are required to for the paper industries. Question number 20th. The southwest monsoon wind starts receding from October. Why? Okay, this is the question. It is from the India seasons. Geography, India seasons. By the end of October, you have to be check it now. By the end of October, because of the widespread southwest monsoon, that means October, it is just the rainy season has completed. Nothing but southwest monsoon rains there, it is decreases the entire part of temperature, because almost all the part of India receives the rainfall during southwest monsoon rain. Besides, during this season, the sun rays fall vertically, especially on the southern hemisphere. As a result, there is a drop in the temperature in the northern hemisphere. Towards the southern hemisphere, the sun falls vertically. So towards the northern hemisphere, the temperature, it will be drops. So hence this area becomes an area of high pressure, and southwest monsoon winds starts receding. Slowly they stop blowing by the end of November. So this, it is called as the receding monsoon. Let's move on to question number 21. Self-help groups are playing a vital role in rural areas. How? Okay, students, this is the question. It is from the economics, from the lesson rural development. Self-help groups organizing poor rural women, helpful for independent life, making financially independent, can avail loans easily, repayment of loans, helps in productive activities, helps in mobilizing savings, to fight social evils, to fight against exploitation, enable to get human rights, control exploitation of women and children, help to control child marriage, dowry, caste system, help to building a clean and progressive society. Mention the objectives of Consumer Protection Act. Students, this is the question. It is from the business studies, consumer education and protests. Answer for this: the act accords importance for safety and quality, avoiding production and sale of dangerous goods, prevention of trade malpractices in the market, supervision on quality, weights, measures and price, compensating the consumers, creating awareness to be consumers through consumer education. In total, the major objectives of the Act is to ensure quality goods and service at the reasonable price through healthy competition. Let's move on to question number 23. And this 23, there will be a choice question. Among that 23, first one, choice number 1. UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, plays a great role in the system of public administration. Justify. Students, this is the question. It is from the Political Science, Public Administration and Introduction. PSC plays a great role in the public administration. Justify. Answer for this: to conduct a competitive examinations for recruitment of Group A and B posts of Union Government, conducting tests personally for direct recruitment, to advise the government on guidelines to be followed in promotions and transfer of various posts, to advise the government to take disciplinary actions against the inappropriate behavior of the officials in central and state government, advise the government on any matter on the instructions of the President of India. The Commission conducts competitive exams and personality tests for the civil services, engineering service, medical services and defense services at national level. Among these exams conducted for the Indian civil service is the most important role is playing by UPSC. This is about the UPSC role it is playing in the public administration. There will be a choice question. So choice question, it is: India committed to the policy of no first use of atomic ammunition. Justify. Students, this is the question from Political Science, India's foreign policy and global challenges. Answer for this: India supports the stand for preventing the production of atomic bombs, hydrogen bomb and other life-threatening weapons. India has produced nuclear weapons only as a self-defense against external attacks. India is committed to the policy of no first use. That means we are not using, if anybody attacked on us for the purpose of self-defense, we are using. That's the reason no first use, especially usage of any atomic ammunitions. Okay students, let's move on to last 2 mark question. Even last 2 mark question, that is 24th. The 24th question also it has a choice question. Among that, choice number 1. Explain briefly about the Chipko movement. So this is the question. It is from the Sociology, Collective Behavior and Protests. Chipko movement began by Sundarlal Bahugund and Sri Chandi Prasad Bhatt. Took place in 1973. Permission was given to cut trees. People realized the loss of trees. People hugged the trees. People halted their destruction. As a result, permission given to cut down the trees was withdrawn. Okay, let's move on to choice number 2. Explain briefly the causes for child marriage. Okay, students, this is the question. It is from the Sociology, Social Challenges. Answer for this: gender discrimination, lack of education, lack of proper implementation of law, lack of community participation, lack of child development programs, traditions and custom, superstitious, child trafficking, child labor, lack of public participation. So this is about the causes for the child marriage. Okay students, let's move on to 3 mark question. There will be a 9 3 mark question. Each one carries 3 marks, total 27 marks. Among that, question number 1, Question number 25. Mention the reforms of Satyashodak Samaj. Satyashodak Samaj. Answer for this: prohibition of liquor, opposed gender inequality, opposed denial of human rights, opposed exploitation of people, opposed practice of untouchability, movement for social justice, condemn the slavery, advocate free and compulsory education, casteless classes, encourage the girls' education, condemn polygamy. So these are the reforms has been brought by Satyashodak Samaj. Let's move on to question number 26. What were the effects of the Battle of Buxar? Students, this is the question. It is from history. Advent of Europeans to India. Answer: Mir Qasim was defeated and ran away from the battlefield. Shah Alam II surrendered. The efforts of the combined forces to stop the British failed miserably. Shah Alam II gave the Diwani rights over the Bengal to the British. Shah Alam II gave away all the rights over Bengal, 26 lakh rupees. Shujwuddawla, the Nawab of Awadh, had to pay 50 lakhs to the British as a war compensation. With the death of Mir Jafar, the company paid pension to his son. British took over the entire administration of Bengal. Even the British became the real owners of Bihar, Bengal, Odisha and Awadh. Robert Clive brought in dual government in Bengal. Okay, this is about the effects of Battle of Buxar. Let's move on to question number 27. The government of India is struggling hard to eradicate illiteracy. Justify. Students, this is the question. It is from the political science, challenges of India and their remedies. Answer for this: Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was launched in 2001. Provide free education, provide compulsory free education for 6 to 14 years. National Literacy Mission in 1988. Sakshara Bharat program. Article 21A, education is fundamental right. Right to education 2009. Stress on girls' education. Priority was given for education to physically challenged, women's education and awareness. Okay, let's move on to question number 28. What are the problems faced by the unorganized sector workers? This is the question. It is from the sociology, work and economic life. Answer for this: not bound by any rules or regulations. Get fewer wages for their work. Not get medical help. Denied of job security. No job security. No fixed wages and allowances. Workers were harassed by entrepreneurs. They have not specific hours of works. No pension facilities. Less wages. Harassed by entrepreneurs. No vacation allowances. They have no. So this is about. Let's move on to question number 29. Name the eastern coastal ports of India. The ports which are located towards the eastern coastal part of India. The eastern coastal ports: Tuticorin, Chennai, Vishakhapatnam, Paradeep, Haldia, Kolkata, Ennore. So these are the ports which are located towards the eastern part of India. Eastern coastal ports. Let's move on to question number 30. Okay, students, here 30th question. There will be a choice. Among that, choice number 1. Explain the conditions of subsidiary alliance. This is the question. It is from the history, the extension of British rule. The Indian kings had to keep the British army in their kingdom. King had to pay maintenance charges. Had to give certain revenue lands for the same. The king had to have a British resident in his court. The king could not appoint any other European without the permission of the British. Any agreement or pact with any Indian state, the permission of Governor General was mandatory. Company would offer protection to the state. Thus, subsidiary alliance control Indian provinces. Let's move on to choice question. Explain the achievements of Krishnaraja Vadai. This is the question. It is from the history opposition to British rule in Karnataka and Odayars of Mysuru. Answer: interested in spreading education, abolished fees in primary schools, helped girls' education, established Mysore University, established Indian Institute of Science, new railway lines were laid, started small and large scale industries, legislative council was formed, encouraged musicians, art and architecture, developed irrigation, a barrage was constructed across Kaveri near Bedagola, started scholarship to the students continuing education in foreign countries, education scholarship, scholarships to abroad education, establishment, hostels, iron and steel factory, cement factory, paper mills at Bhadravati, sugar factory at Mandya, sandal oil factory at Mysore, soap factory at Bengaluru, chemical and fertilizers factory at Bedagoda. Krishnaraja Vadayar was a simple, nurtured and efficient administrator. He had a lot of interest towards fine arts and encouraged musicians like Shama Shastri, H. Irannaya, Veena Sheshanna, Sambaya, Bidaram Krishnappa, Muttaya Bhagavatar, Vasudevacharya, T. Chaudaya and others. Mysuru became a model state due to his administration. Mahatma Gandhi ji called him as a Rajasri. Let's move on to question number 31. How can we prevent soil erosion? Students, this is the question. It is from the geography. India soil. Prevention of soil erosion, counterflowing, construction of bunds around the agricultural land, development of terraced agricultural fields, prevention of deforestation, encouragement of afforestation, control of livestock grazing, planned use of water, construction of check dams, etc. Construction of bunds around the agricultural land. This question number 31, it has a choice. Let's move on to choice question. How is agriculture playing an important role in the economic development of India? Okay, this is the question. It is from the geography. India, land use and agriculture. Agriculture is the main occupation of Indians, supplies food grains. Agriculture nurtures many industries, supply raw materials to industries. Agriculture supports even many terrestrial occupations, provides more employment opportunities, cultivation different crops. Life subsistence occupation, provides fodder for animals, earns foreign exchange, promotes the savings, contribution for national income. Let's move on to question number 32. Even 32 question also it has a choice. Among that, first one, how is the government striving hard to develop Indian agriculture? This is the question. It is from the economics, economy and government. Ensuring a fair price to the farmers' products, support price to farmers' produce, providing granaries, opening cold storage warehouses, establishment of APMCs, providing fertilizers, providing pesticides, providing irrigation facilities, provides loans at low interest rates, implement land reform effectively, providing transport facility. How are direct taxes different from indirect taxes? This is the question. It is from the economics, public finance and budget. Direct taxes paid by an individual on whom it is imposed burden is not transferable to others. Examples: personal income tax, wealth tax, stamp duty, etc. Indirect tax imposed on goods and services, burden is transferable to others. Example: GST and VAT. Okay, let's move on to question number 33. I mean, last 3 marks question. This is the question. There will be a choice. Number 3, 33 question number. It has a choice. Among that, first one, What are the advantages of opening a bank account? Students, this is the question. It is from the business studies bank transactions. Answer: bank account facilitates safe custody of money, helps in making payments, helps in collection of money. Bank account holders get advance and loans. It helps in smooth financial transactions. Bank account holders can get safe deposit locker facility. Accounts fit that your needs. We can transfer money if required. And the choice question: what are the characteristics of an entrepreneur? Students, so this is the question. It is from the business studies entrepreneurship. Answer for this: creativity, dynamism, team building, problem solving, risk taking, commitment, innovation, leadership, achievement motivation, goal orientation, decision making, self confidence. This is about the characteristics of the entrepreneurs. That's it is come to an end about the 3 marks question. Let's move on to 4 mark question. Answer the following questions in about 8 to 8 sentences points each. There will be a 4 mark question, total 16 marks. Among that, question number 34. The question like this: the role of Subhash Chandra Bose is an important milestone in the Indian freedom struggle. Justified. This is the question. It is from the history, the freedom struggle. The efforts of Subhash Chandra Bose are unparalleled or milestone. Revolutionary fighter, 4th rank in the Indian civil service examination. He rejected the prestigious post in the British service, took an active part in the freedom struggle. He was popularly called Netaji, organized the Indians in abroad, traveled to Vienna, Berlin, Rome, Istanbul and other countries, organized Indians for support their motherland. Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose established the Congress Socialist Party in 1934. He was the president at the Haripur session of the Indian National Congress in 1938. A difference of opinion arose between Gandhiji and Subhash. Bose rejected to Gandhiji not a request to international help. President at the Tripura Indian National Congress session in 1939. The gap between Gandhiji and Subhash Chandra Bose widened. Stay within the Congress and fight the British suffered a setback. Disappointed with the Congress and Gandhiji's techniques, Netaji left the Congress and established a separate party called Forward Bloc. This party aimed to bring in progressive, fast changes. He opposed India's participation in World War II on the side of the British. As a result, he was arrested by the British, escaped from house arrest and left for Germany. He gained the support of the German dictator Hitler, established an army with the help of Indian war criminals in Germany. Though Azad Hind Radio, he broadcast his speeches to the Indians. Ras Bihari Bose gave up the leadership of INA to Subhash Chandra Bose at Tokyo. He gave the call, Delhi Chalo, said, give me blood, I will give you freedom. Ladies wing in the INA named Jhansi Regiment. Captain Lakshmi was the commandant of this, planned a military strategy through Rangoon to capture Delhi. They began an armed attack on the Burma border. Fierce fighting took place between the British and INA. In the midst of this, Subhash died in a plane accident. This is about Subhash Chandra Bose. Let's move on to question number 35. Explain the importance of forest. Students, this is the question. It is from the geography. India forest resources. Answer: pure air, food and fodder is provided. It brings good rainfall. Controls soil erosion. It is the shelter house for animals and birds. Medicinal plants are found in abundance. It attracts tourists. It provides employment opportunities. It controls ecological balance, protects biodiversity, provides forest products, increases fertility of soil. Let's move on to question number 36. Explain the structure and functions of Security Council of UNA. Structure. This is the most powerful organ of UN. This is the cabinet of UN. It consists of 15 members, out of which 5 nations, USA, Russia, Britain, France and China are the permanent members and other are non-permanent members. The non-permanent members are elected for a term of 2 years by the General Assembly. Each member has one vote, but the support of all the permanent members of the Security Council is essential for any decision of this body. India desires have to permanent membership of this organ. Functions: solving international disputes through peaceful means. If there is a necessity, it may direct the UN peacekeeping force for international peace and security. It elects the judges, the International Court of Justice. Recommends the name for the post of the secretary. Let's move on to last question, that is a 4-mark question. In that there will be a choice is there. First choice number. Explain the effects of British education on Indians. Answer. Indians developed modernity, developed secularism, developed democratic attitudes, developed rationality, developed nationalistic ideals, local literature developed, local languages developed, new social and religious reformation movements emerged, fresh thinking began. The thoughts of thinkers like J.S. Mill, Rousseau and Montesquieu brought fresh thinking in the mind of educated youth of India, influenced the Indian freedom struggle. Universities were established, schools and colleges started. Indians could understand and appreciate their rich tradition. In this way, the new thinking and cultural perception that emerged due to the British education system created a new generation of Indians with progressive attitude. And the last choice question, 4-mark question. Explain the effects of the first war of Indian independence. Rule of East India Company ended. The administration was taken over directly by the Queen of England. The administrative responsibility was handed over the Secretary of Indian Affairs in the British Parliament. In 1958, the Queen of England made a declaration. The agreements made by East India Company with the kings were accepted. Ambitious expansion plans had to be given up. A stable government had to be provided to Indians. There would be equality before law. Promised religious tolerance, not to interfere in the religious matters. The British realized that peaceful rule was not possible without support, trust and confidence of the Indians. This gives a new route to Indian freedom movement. Indians understood the inevitability to finding alternative routes to obtain freedom from the British. So this is about the 4-mark question. Students, the last man, that is map. So even while we are discussing paper 1 only, I have explained about the outline map of India. These exams, these years, they used to be mentioning about that students should draw the map of India, and this time one change that they have made it for the simplify for social science. That map is providing by the department, and in that 7 places are giving to you to mark on the given map. Students, here my one suggestion, must ensure if you are given 7 places out of 7 place you should mark all the points. By miss, in case of any 1 or 2 places, if it is mismarked, you are going to be lose the mark. So that you have to be mark all the places. Among that, first one, 82.5 degree east longitude. So this is the map part location. It is from the first lesson geography. All the places from the geography only. First lesson India, geographical position and physical features. You have to be see that here it is a marked one. This is the part called as the 82.5 degree east longitude. And the B1 Indira point. Students, this is also question. It is from the India geographical position and physical features. Here it is option B, here located Indira point. And Bakra Nangal. Students, this is the question, that means place India water resources. Option C, Bakra Nangal. You can see this is the Bakra Nangal. Lathur. You can see the Lathur. The place of here it is Kanyakumari. Kanyakumari. Students, this is the place from India geographical position and physical features. So Kanyakumari, here you can see the place of E located here. Our northwest neighboring country, that is Afghanistan, it is mentioned here. Tea port of India, that is Kolkata, here it is marked. You have to see that. Okay, this is about model question paper number 2. We have discussed. If you have any doubts, you can please comment me. I will try to solve your doubts. And I will come back with the next video with the model paper number 3. This year, total 4 model question papers they have released. In that, this is the second one. And next video, we are going to discuss about model paper number 3. Until, keep watching our channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session. Bye-bye.